In this video, I'm going to create a low-tech aquarium full of plants for a stunning betta fish. I'll take you through the entire build process and even show you how it looks after 120 days of growth. Now let's waste no time and get straight into the build. Here's the aquarium that I'm going to use. I'll try and leave a link below to something similar. As for the light, it's budget friendly and works great for growing plants. As you can see, this tank's got an internal filtration box built in on the side. I can put the media, pump and heater in here, all out of sight of the main view. My goal for this build is to create a nice and simple scape full of lush and healthy plants. I want it to be easy and cost effective to replicate, so I'm going to use lots of budget friendly methods, starting off with the substrate layer. Instead of some expensive aqua soil, I'm simply going to use some garden compost. You can get hold of this stuff pretty much anywhere, and if done right, can be an excellent source of nutrients for aquatic plants. I'm pouring in a thin layer throughout the entire base of the aquarium. If I was only going to plant plants in the back, then I would only need this layer towards the back of the aquarium. As I'm using the entire space, I'm making sure everything's covered. Before I can cover this layer up, I'm giving it a good spray down to make sure it's completely saturated with water. Next, I'm going to cap it off with some fine pea gravel. It's really important that the nutrient layer is covered up, because if it's in contact with the water, there's going to be some serious algae problems. I'm using some fine pea gravel, but sand works as a great alternative. The gravel is about an inch or so at the front, with it slightly deeper towards the back. This gradual slope will help improve the sense of depth. Next, it's time to start bringing the hardscape together, which is where the aquarium will really start to take shape. I'm aiming for a simple but striking design that's centered around this piece of spiderwood. I like how it looks here, but there's one problem that I need to take care of. One of the branches is right up against the glass, which is going to make maintenance a nightmare. Luckily, it's easy to fix by snapping the branch, and as you can see, there's now enough room that I can get my hand in front. Next, I'm going to add some black lava rock to the base of the spiderwood. This will not only help anchor the wood in place, but it'll also add to the natural look of the scape. Left as it is, the spiderwood would float to the surface once the tank is filled. To prevent this from happening, I'm anchoring the spiderwood down to the lava rocks using the superglue and tissue method. A small amount of tissue is wedged between the rocks and then soaked in some liquid type superglue. Once dry, it's 100% fish safe. Although the majority of the foreground will eventually be covered in plants, I do want to try and make it look a little bit more natural. The best and easiest way to create a natural look is to add a variety of sand and different gravel sizes. With the hardscape complete, it's about time to start adding the plants, but before I do so, I'm giving the tank a really good spray down. I'm going to start off by planting the background. This is pearlweed, and I've had great success growing this plant in low-tech setups like this one. It's got fine, delicate green leaves, which I think will fit the scale of the scape really well. With time, it will grow right to the surface of the tank, creating a lush green background. Next, I'm going to plant in some crypts. These are hardy plants and are easy to grow in a low-tech setup like this one. They won't grow too tall, but their leaves will get much bigger and broader than they are right now. To plant them, I'm simply digging a hole into the substrate and then planting them inside. The sand and gravel can then be gently compacted around it, and that's all there is to it. Next, I'm going to plant in some dwarf hairgrass throughout the front of the tank. This plant is usually used as a carpeting plant, but I'm going to try and use it slightly differently. Rather than creating a full carpet, these small bunches should help create pockets of grassy growth, which will add a more natural look. I'm liking how it's looking so far, but I do feel like the centre seems a bit empty. I think this trident fern is the perfect plant to fill that space. Unlike the other plants I've added so far, trident fern is an epiphyte. This means I don't need to bury its roots in the substrate and I can simply wedge it in a gap in the spiderwood. Instead of feeding through the soil, it pulls the nutrients that it needs directly from the water column. Next, I'm adding some Anubias and Bucephalandra to give the scape a bit more detail. They're slow growing epiphytes that add some nice textures without overwhelming the scape. Once again, these can be planted by simply wedging them in gaps throughout the scape. With the planting pretty much finished, it's time to turn our attention to the filtration. Having this dedicated filtration means I've got plenty of room for media, starting off with some ceramic rings. These provide plenty of surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow and thrive. On top will go some coarse filter foam, and although I forgot to do it here, next will go on some fine filter floss. Now it's time to install the pump. I'm using a small USB pump with some tubing and push fittings that lead the water out this hole in the top. I can then place on this small outlet which clicks nicely in place. As this tank is for a Betta fish, it's going to need a heater. Luckily, there's plenty of room in the section next to the pump. Now all this filtration is a bit overkill for this size tank, but the space is there so I may as well utilise it. With the tank filled up with water, I can now turn on the pump. The filtration seems to be working perfectly and should do a great job at keeping the water clean, clear and stable. Now this tank has got a lot of growing in to do, so let's leave it to establish. Four months have passed, and as I'm sure you can see, this aquarium has completely transformed. The dwarf hairgrass has grown nice and tall whilst not spreading throughout the foreground too much, which I actually quite like. The pearlweed has grown right to the top of the tank just as I hoped it would. It can probably do with some trimming back to tidy it up in the near future. Despite its success, this tank has had some setbacks. For the past month, I've had a slight issue with hair algae. I'm pretty sure it was triggered due to the heat wave. The water got really quite warm and then the algae started to grow. It's definitely improving, and I think in another month's time it will be completely cleared up. The aquascape feels complete, but what really brings it to life is the Betta fish that lives amongst it. This is Blue and he's been in here for about 3 months now. I absolutely love how his blue coloration pops out against the green plants throughout the tank. He really does seem to be thriving, and I must say it's super relaxing to sit back and watch him explore his very own ecosystem.